Hello, everyone. Welcome to the pre-match. We got like 22 minutes here. Today is not going to be the day we claim the title, but can get 3 points closer to it. We did have a little bit of hope, but that was dead pretty early in that Ipswich game over there, and it went down so from there. But the lineup is here. We got Brian with us, Serzi. Brian, we'll start with you. What do you think about that one?
I don't like Diaz in the middle. I'm not a big fan of that. I understand where he's at with there because what we saw with Jota last week. But I mean, I would even go with there put Nunez in there. I think that you're taking Diaz off the left right there where he's been really where he's been actually in the ascendancy over the past couple of weeks. So other than that, I mean, this is business as usual. I mean, there's no changes to anything. I mean, this is a typical thing that typical slot thing that he has for this midfield. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of Diaz being in the middle. I haven't been a fan of it even from the get-go of when we started playing with this experiment.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's better than Nunez being in there. I guess with all the drama, he wouldn't start Nunez, and we complain about Jota, Serzi. But those are the two spots, right? I mean, the front, and then for some unknown reason, Costas is out there again that I'm in shock of. But what do you make of it, Serzi?
Yeah, for the sake of foreshadowing Kazi, I hate it. I don't like it. It's a bold fraud. What is he doing? Why is he playing Diaz in the middle? Like we all know, and we don't have to be professional coaches to know that Diaz is just not a number 9. So it's. But we can't complain. We're 10 points ahead, and. Yeah, I just don't get it. I just don't understand how Chiesa doesn't even make the bench. But it is what it is. Let's see what happens.
I mean, Kazi, like I say, those are the only. In some ways, I would argue that. I mean, our most apart from the early season where we had Jota in the middle and Diaz on the left, and I know Diaz is probably currently our best left wing, but we were saying back in. I don't know, like 2-3 months into the season, that Gakpo on the left and Diaz in the middle was probably the most effective front three, mainly due to, at the time, Jota was injured.
Yeah.
And Nunez is, well, Nunez.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, no, I don't like it. I've said this before numerously that I think Diaz is a streaky player. And when he's in form, you just got to play him consistently. I do not like him down the middle. I would like to know if that's an effect of what the manager thinks of his strikers, if that's a calling thing for the summer, maybe. But I think Liverpool kind of know that they were probably going to sell Darwin Núñez in the summer anyway. So Liverpool are looking for a number 9, and then they have a big decision to make on Jota. But yeah, I feel the one good thing is, though, gents, if you're going to play him down the middle, Liverpool still should be beating Leicester City, who haven't scored a goal at home since December the 8th. Not won a game, by the way, just scored a goal at home, which is a ridiculous stat. So Liverpool shouldn't still have any issues anyway. But it is a bit of a damning verdict of what he thinks of his 2 strikers that are sitting on the bench, that he wants to start Luis Diaz over you down in your position. Because if I was a striker, I'd feel kind of insulted that he would do that, but that's what he thinks of you, and that's the form that you've kind of shown him. So,
I mean, with Nunez, he's probably happy to be in the squad, I'm assuming, with all the drama that was happening in the background. I guess that's the biggest thing, Brian. Like, we were in some ways talking, I mean, the entire last week, really, and maybe the week before, like, are we going to see more of Chiesa and stuff like that? And this seemed to be a game where if you have a lead against a Leicester team that, yes, we should definitely be beating away or not. I mean, mainly because of, like what causes it in terms of form. But I mean, if you've seen Leicester, I mean, they do look awful at times. So Liverpool on their game and in their mind, their heads in the game should be able to win. And this would have been a good opportunity for Chiesa to come in and put in like a 30-minute shift and stuff, but he is not even on the squad.
What can you say? The manager probably doesn't care for him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the background story is on this with there, but I mean, honestly, he's not getting minutes. He's not getting not even on the bench. I mean, I don't know whether he's took a trip back to Italy for Easter. I don't know where he's at right there. I mean, I mean, but he's obviously not didn't travel down to Leicester. So I mean, so I have no clue what the manager's expectations are for Chiesa. I mean, honestly, for me right there, I think that he's a very a very useful player to have with options. But if the manager doesn't rate him, the manager doesn't rate him. I mean, that's what I can say about it.
I mean, seriously, that's the shocker to me. I just don't know why he is not like in the squad. I mean, I guess it's Nunez or him, right? In terms of like who you can pick. You think he's picking Nunez to increase the value or something like that, and he's like, Chiesa is going to be here next year. We'll hang out next year anyway, kind of a deal, or he's like, well, this Chiesa is not working, and I guess we'll give Nunez a chance.
No, I just don't get it because you know what you get with Nunez. You know, it's all the he's publicly come out and has called Nunez out maybe to motivate him or whatever the intention was. But we've seen with Kiel, every time he's come on, he hasn't had a bad performance other than the Plymouth game when none of the players performed. I just don't get it. It's and so how bad must he be to like keep playing Nunez that and he doesn't even look like every time you see kids, he's always smiling. I just don't get it. It's
mind-boggling, Kazi. Like what the Nunez thing, I kind of get. Like Serzi says, he goes out, he says stuff, then he puts him in there. But we kind of know at this stage that he's the guy that's gonna fetch money, and he's the guy that doesn't fit and work. He flat out said the number 9 has to score goals, where that's not Nunez. And at work off the ball, and I've been saying this. Apparently, he's not working off the ball the way Slot wants, and I've been saying this forever. And everybody's like, he runs, he presses. No, like he runs when he wants to kind of like get the crowd going and stuff like that. But are you shocked that Chiesa is not even in the equation? Or like, I mean, are we totally saying that Chiesa is gone, Nunez is gone this summer?
Yes, I think so. The case is interesting. I don't know really. But if Liverpool, I think if Liverpool got a £20 million bidding from Juventus, they probably take it. Just to double your money, a bit like a Minamino situation, which I don't mind Liverpool doing those type of sounds. By the way, if you can go and make money on someone, you get Minamino cheap and go make 15-20 million on him, and he kind of contributes.
Fair, but you would like to, like, you would think you would. I mean, I know we got out of like some of the cups early, but you would think you would get. I mean, like Minamino, you got a lot of mileage out of at the same time, and then made money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. I just think it's. I don't know. I don't know what it is with Chiesa, mate. It is what it is at this point with Darwin and Jota. I just don't think he likes any of them, which is fine, by the way. He's entitled to feel like that. Because to be honest, I don't like many of them. I like up front for us at the moment. So, you know what I mean? I love the old Jota. I don't like this, post-op Jota kind of deal. So there is that as well. I think it's difficult, man. The manager's entitled. I think this kind of season, he was always going to evaluate the squad and evaluate what he wants out of the squad. And I think he's kind of made his decisions that he's got his 15 that he likes and the rest he doesn't really care for. But maybe next year he might have 20 that he likes and there could be more rotation and there might be more chances for people. But I just think he goes, I can trust this 15. I can't trust the rest. I don't like the rest. Get rid of them. Going for sign 5 players that I can trust. And then who knows kind of thing. We don't know. So, but as it stands, mate, if you're a Nunez or a Jota fella, you've got to be looking at yourself. You really do. That he's, you know what I mean? When Diaz went down the middle early on the season, Jota was injured. I think Darwin had a spell out, or Darwin had issues. I can't remember. Darwin was just being Darwin. So it was kind of needs must. But now they're back. I never thought you'd see Diaz consistently going down the middle again in games. He did that last week when Gakpo comes off the bench and he moved Diaz, and I was fucking livid. But now he's playing against a team who concede regularly for fun, can't score goals. You know what I mean?
He's clearly saying my left winger shifting over to the middle is better than the guy designed for the middle. And we get that with Nunez, and with Jota's form, it's kind of hard to argue the point, Brian.
Sorry?
But at the same time, I don't know, like for Jota, I've been saying this for a while that I would have now probably, you can't change the entire front line, and we already named 2 guys that might be possibly gone. So maybe he's your option off the bench down the road, and you have like your actual number 9 kind of a deal. But today, when you look at the game, I mean, I guess today and the next 5 games, But looking at today's squad, is there somebody on the squad you think that can kind of make a case for themselves moving forward, or like maybe increase their price, like a guy like Costas or something like that, so that's in the
I mean,
is that why
I think really what there you have I think both Jota and Nunez are both gone. I mean I think that there's definitely not the option there. I think the Dance is going to pull up right there as being your option off the bench for next season right there. We'll probably wind up coming there and buying another forward to replace the likes of the two. But I mean, Simicast right there, it's the shop window. Definitely. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of right there because I don't think he really rates him. And I think that Robertson's going to stay another season. And I think we'll bring in another left back right there, which will be competing with him. But I think that ultimately right there, that's what I think the manager's decided on all these players right now. I think it's done. I think he's already came there and said, hey, guess what? This is what I want. These aren't what I want. And that's it. That's why you don't see the likes of Harvey Elliott on playing the minutes that he's playing because he's done. He's already made his decision of what kind of lineup he wants, what players he wants in his lineup, and he's moving on.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, personally, that makes sense because it's we're 6 weeks to go over here. If all these months he didn't make his mind, he's not going to change it now. But do you think like a guy like Costas or anybody else, I think, Kazi is right. These are the guys he likes anyway. So it's not, I think the only guy out there today that you would say like he's not a huge fan of is maybe Costas. But he has given Costas more minutes than Klopp ever did either. So like he does like Costas more than Klopp like Costas. But do you think Costas can do a thing today? He was like, look, coach, no hands or whatever. And, do something that would be like, you know what, maybe we'll keep him as the backup next year.
No, I think the players already know. I think these conversations have already happened. I think a lot of these players already know that they're on their way out because we're coming into first week of May. There's no way that the players' agents haven't been contacting other clubs, letting them know that that their clients available and over the summer. So I think with Costas, it's just needs must. We still until we get it over the line and just to give Robertson some of that break. I think Robertson comes in for Spurs almost definitely. So I don't think there's anything that Costas can do I don't think there's anything that any one of them players that are on the first team can do to change Slot's mind, and which is why I think that Diaz stays next season. I just don't see any of the first team players leaving, other than if you're trying to bank in on Kanate. But yeah, Costas is a needs must, and it's up to Costas just for self pride and just to put himself in the shop window and just show that he is a good player. But yeah, he's in there as default just to cover for Robertson, so Robertson can get this over the line next week.
I want to follow on from that, though, Tim, because that's a great point about the needs must part. If you actually looked at the start of the season, what his preferred 11 was, it was always Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk, Robertson, the midfield as we know it. And then let's just say it was Diaz, Jota, and Salah. That was his preferred 11 that he had for a long time. 5 or 6 of those players' futures are up in the air. It doesn't mean that they're not first-team players. They're just up in the air, i.e. Robertson, Kanate, Trent, Diaz, and Jota. There's 5 already that I just named at the top of my head. And by the way, there's an argument over the keeper because Liverpool have signed a £30 million goalkeeper. Whether we think he's the best in the world or not, Liverpool have signed a £30 million goalkeeper. Whether we agree with it or not. So there is a part of just needs must. At this point, you win the league and then worry about it from there. I slightly disagree with Serge Ian saying the players probably know it. They probably get a feeling. But I think if Liverpool win the league next week, they'll know by Monday. They'll know by Monday or Tuesday.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I guess... talks will happen, right? You would think.
You can convince me otherwise that in dead
what you're saying, they probably have a feel right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Chiesa has a feel. Chiesa's probably looking at his agent. He's chance to get me out of here. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can convince whoever slot starts in the last 4 games, they're just dead rubbers. It doesn't matter. We just got to fulfill some damn fixtures, right? I don't care who we start against Chelsea away. I don't care. Crystal Palace are going to come to Liverpool on the last day if they're in a cup final and literally start no one. And I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like, by the way, he still won't start Chiesa. So it's not a little funny bit of fun about it. Chiesa needs 1 more game to get the medal. He still won't start because he hates him that much. But like, this is the point of like just sometimes it needs must. I think they'll know by next week, honestly. Like literally the middle of next week, we've got different plans going forward here, kind of deal. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see.
I can see Chiesa in the stands today eating a bowl of spaghetti, and he's like, he likes me. Like he
And
just,
then he's the bunny on the sideline throwing mini eggs and cream eggs at the fans. Chiesa. Yeah.
Solo, what's happening, man? Let's get ready for the game. Okay, let's head over to give everybody a couple of minutes to settle in and get in front of the TV. Let's end with some predictions over here. Brian, we will start with you, sir. Give me a prediction.
I'm gonna be either the same thing, 3-0, 4-0, something like that.
God, see, I'm too optimistic too, which scares the shit out of me. Cersei, what do you have?
I'll go for a slot special 2-0.
I think this is the day. I think this is the day when we have a big win again. We haven't had a big win in so long. We haven't had a comfortable win in so long. 4-5-0, let's say. I never predict that kind of stuff, but I just feel like today this is the day when it's live on Sky Sunday afternoon that Liverpool just look like champions.
I hope so, because my prediction is freaking 4-1. So, and I rarely go up that way. Big up to the Easter Bunny. Yes. Where is that? If you are celebrating Easter, happy Easter, by the way, to everybody celebrating it. Otherwise, happy Easter Bunny. 3-1, says Spencer. Yeah, I mean, let's win it. I guess I don't care at the end of the day, but it would be nice to get, like what you're saying, Kasi, a performance that everybody says,
yeah,
this is why these guys are winning the league, kind of a thing. So
exactly.
That's what I would really like to see. But no post-match today, but we will be back with 2 shows tomorrow. First thing in the morning, grab your cup of coffee or tea with me and the Prince, and obviously the Monday night podcast. But enjoy the game, everybody. Let's get 3 more points and cut it down to 3. Have a good day.